off first with a keynote by Irina Kukuyeva, a powerhouse in the field of AI with over a decade of experience in developing, implementing, inventing AI algorithms. She brings a wealth of knowledge to the table. Well, you'll be surprised at the breadth of knowledge she has. So Irina, go ahead. The stage is yours.
Thank you for the introduction. So let's see. Oops. Let me start in the very beginning. Okay, can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, thank you so much for having me. So before I share the tips, I'll skip through this part since Yuli did a great job of introducing me. So right now, what I do is I help funds evaluate the AI startups. And I first wanted to get you in the investor seat to get you, seeing what it's like to see pitch decks you've never seen before, probably in an industry you have or don't have experience in. So play along with me. This is all made up. I'm not looking for funding, but I'm curious to see what you all think. So as founders, we just Google like what is a pitch deck, and so I'm following the #1 result for this. We start usually we want to improve the quality of care for our customers. So you can think of health tech, CPG, fashion, whatever industry of your choosing. We're going to use AI because, of course, why not? We're going to charge $10. We don't have any competitors. This is very, very common. It's going to be $1 billion market. Why not? We are going to IPO very soon. My husband agreed to be my team member. And we're raising for an MVP. I'm assuming nobody's going to invest in this. But I will tell you that even though I only see hundreds a year, more than 90% of the pitch decks end up like this. And I've actually shared this with 9 investors in my network, and they have laughed at how accurate this is. And they see thousands and thousands and thousands every single year. So as you can probably imagine, we went wrong in so many directions, and I actually have a full workshop. I'll share the link at the end for the recording and the slide deck for that. But I'll give you the top 5 things you could probably fix right now. The first one, I could probably tell you did not get excited about this. Also, it was not actually really clear what was happening and how we were actually helping our customers. It was not tied into anything. It was just, maybe it was a standalone, maybe it was an app, but it was really, really not clear. And it was not even clear what our customers were doing. And I see a lot of startups fail here actually. They provide solutions, but it's, again, just not even sure what's going on with how it helps the customers. And our ask really didn't tie into any milestones. Just looked like we had an idea and we just needed money. And investors are looking to see, well, how are we actually going to grow? It's also wasn't clear, how do we come up with the $10 and who was actually going to pay? And I'll call out the difference between the willingness and the ability. So for instance, one example that I see a lot of the time is, I apologize, startups that are going into the supporting the nonprofits, and then they'll charge $1,000 a year as a subscription model. And then my first question to them is then, do they have the budget to even pay the $1,000? So making sure that you're aligning the incentives between what you're charging and who's able to pay. And then, of course, if you're in healthcare, are there reimbursement codes? How does that all work? And then, of course, links to different pricing models. And I also told you I'm the data expert. So I definitely have a lot of blog posts on the topic that I'll point your way. And I also share a lot more advice on getting started. How do you prepare for all these things? Metrics, fundraising, you name it. Bullet 4 is the reverse pitch workshop that I kind of showed you a snapshot of the slide deck, and then we go over This is, again, free. The slides, everything is available. You can go through it at your leisure. We take prompts from the audience. I pitch the same deck, and then we, flesh it out and see what happens. And then, of course, if you want to work with me, feel free. And I'll also share this resource as a bonus. So Starburst Accelerator put this together for other ways of getting funding that don't count on investors. And then there's also a YouTube channel where there's training on how to get some of those grants. And then here's a link to the slides. Are there any questions?
Yeah, that was short and sweet. Are there any questions from the audience? I'm sure they'll have a ton of questions later on for you. But thank you, Irina.